let me dream 'neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroad, and pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
For you, Jeff. It'll probably take about 3 weeks.
Thanks a lot, Letty. I sure appreciate it.
Howdy home, ain't you, Jeff?
Yes, Judge.
You go by right by old Uncle Bart. Would you mind dropping off this mail? Save me a trip, and I'd sure appreciate it, son.
I guess not. Might even give me a chance to see what the old coot's been doing lately. He stays closer to his hole than a prairie dog with a nightmare.
Is that true about him being so tight-fisted, Uncle Roy?
It sure is. You know, all I've ever heard him say is how much and too high.
See you tomorrow, Judge.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
Be good.
Blackjack.
Uncle Bud.
I was just reading how you broke out. I guess they know now that there's no jail can hold Blackjack.
Guess you didn't believe them. Else you would have deposited that money at El Paso, like you were supposed to.
What are you talking about? You know I wouldn't double-cross you.
I believe you double-cross your grandmother.
You know, it's just that stuff was too hot. Too easy to recognize. You know, it takes time to dispose of merchandise like that.
Time enough for them to hang me, you thought.
No, nothing like that. Now, don't you worry, Jack. You'll get everything that's coming to you.
So will you. Right now.
Who was it?
Blackjack.
Blackjack Ketchum? Why'd you do it?
He Funny thing about this Blackjack, they say that whenever he'd make a mistake, he'd get so mad that he'd take his fist, beat himself on the head with him.
He must be crazy.
Too bad he didn't use a rock or a hammer. Save the state of Texas a lot of time and trouble chasing him.
Now, what are you tearing that out for?
There's a list of the haul on that last CNS robbery. Never know when them things are going to come in handy. I saved them all.
You'll never get a chance to check that, Uncle Roy.
Judge! Oh, Judge! Look,
What's the matter?
Who is it?
Bart Rollins.
How'd it happen?
Somebody shot him just before I got to his ranch.
Any idea who it was?
Yeah, he told me just before he died. It was Blackjack.
Blackjack Ketchum?
What'll we do, Judge?
I'll take care of the body first. We'll hold an inquest later. Come on, let's get him on. Bob, give us a hand here, will you?
Lying right here when I found him. Blackjack was kneeling over. When he saw me, he fired a couple of shots and he took off that way.
Kind of a polecat smell about this, Jeff.
I know. Why would he want to kill Bart? A man who never heard of fly.
And he never did a lick of work in all the time I knew him.
What are you getting at?
He never grew anything on this ranch, never ran any cattle. How'd he live?
Maybe it had something to do with those trips he was always taking.
Yeah, it could be. He used to be gone for weeks at a time, never tell anybody why or where he'd been.
I'd sure like to get a look inside.
Yeah.
You're not still using that old beat-up search warrant.
Never hurts to be prepared. Always like to do things nice and legal.
Legal. You used it 1,000 times, you never even filled it out.
Technicality. I enforce the spirit of the law, not the letter. Come on, let's look inside.
Pardon, miss.
Oh,
Did I startle you?
just a little.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm just a little jumpy.
I'm Reverend Walter Cable. I'm looking for my uncle, Bartell Rollins.
Bart Rollins? Well, I knew him.
Knew him? What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, Reverend Cable. But Bart Rollins is dead.
Dead. When he wrote, he said he was in perfect health.
Yes, I imagine he was in perfect health. Somebody shot him.
Somebody shot Bart Rollins? Do you know who did it?
Well, no, I don't know anything about it.
Well, I'll have to find out somehow. Could you tell me how to find his ranch?
Well, you can take the road right over there, to the left.
Thank you for the information, miss.
Reverend Cable, I hope you don't mind if I say something.
Not at all. What is it?
It just doesn't look right, seeing a preacher with a gun.
Maybe not. But there are times when evil must be met with force. This might be one of them. Goodbye, miss.
Nothing in the kitchen.
Nothing in here either. Not even a scrap of paper. It's mighty curious.
Why?
Why? Because a man with nothing to hide wouldn't be so careful.
Bart must have got some money from somewhere. They don't give this kind of stuff away. Look at those paintings.
Well, we're not getting anywhere here, Jeff. We might as well go home. Close the door, Jeff.
Stand where you are. Now, get over there.
Get his gun, Jeff. Now, mister, you do some explaining.
Certainly. I'm the Reverend Walter Cable.
A minister?
I came from El Paso to visit my uncle. I found you two going through his house.
You nephew of Bart Rollins?
I haven't seen him since I was a boy, but Being as the last bit of family I know of, I decided to...
I'm Judge Bean, the law around here. This is my deputy, Jeff Taggart.
We're here on official business.
With my uncle?
Well, in a way. See, Reverend, your uncle was killed.
I know. When did it happen?
Happened last night. How'd you know?
I heard in town when I stopped to find where he lived.
Blackjack Ketchum killed him.
Blackjack Ketchum, the train robber?
That's the man.
I'd like to arrange services. Could you tell me where they took him?
We'll ride over with you. He's over at Langtree.
Thanks. Now that we understand each other, may I have my gun?
Give me the gun, Jeff.
Thank you.
Come on, Jeff.
Bartell Rollins died a lonely man. Far from the place of his birth. Far from family. From friends. Not a bad man, but a misunderstood man. Essentially, a good man.
Judge Bean?
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
I've got to talk to you.
After the services.
Soul, into your keeping we commend the spirit of my uncle. Amen.
It was a very nice service.
Thank you.
What for?
Wasn't I the undertaker? It was simple and nice the way it should be.
Now, what do you want, mister?
I'm Will Brock, guard captain up at the state prison.
Same place Blackjack broke out?
That's right. That's why I'm here. He escaped on my ship, so I asked for leave to come after him.
Did you expect to bring him in alone?
No, I got a partner joining me. He ought to be here by now.
What made you think he'd come this way?
Trusty gave me a tip. He thought he'd be down here to see Uncle Bart.
That was some tip.
Yeah?
You're a little late. We just buried Uncle Bart. Blackjack shot him.
Shot him? If I'd only gotten here sooner, I might have saved him.
Those things happen. You can't blame yourself for it.
Reverend Cable felt the same way.
Who?
Reverend Cable, the minister. Bart Rollins was his uncle.
Yeah. Where's he from?
From the east somewhere.
And you folks never saw him before yesterday.
Not until yesterday. He showed up his uncle's place.
I see.
What are you getting at?
If you take a good look at your reverend friend, you might notice he's a dead ringer for Blackjack Ketchum.
Now, don't drop this one.
Don't worry, I won't. You've got to admit it looks funny, Judge.
Yeah, that it does.
Blackjack escapes and shoots Bart. Then this minister shows up, claims to be his nephew. I think he's a phony.
Well, I don't.
Why not?
I just know. I can tell. It's woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition.
I think we can be pretty sure of one thing. One of our friends is a phony. But which one?
That's easy enough to find out. Tap the state penitentiary and check on Brock's story.
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Meantime, I can telegraph Steve over at Rangers headquarters and have him check Bart.
And the minister.
I'd give a lot if I could figure out just which one of them is Blackjack Ketchum.
Blackjack?
Hi, Brock. Aren't you afraid of ghosts? My job? You happen to have a key for this place?
No, I don't. You think Blackjack may be back?
No, he's too smart for that. But I thought I might find a clue in there. Come on in with me. Well, I really don't have time. I'm on my way to the railhead.
What are you going to do? Send a telegram?
What made you say that?
You'd be fools not to check on my credentials.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's all right with me. We need the full cooperation of both of you. Taking Blackjack in is no one-man job.
Well, don't you worry. We'll help you. Well, I hope you find your clue. I'll see you later.
You ought to be getting back by now.
Afraid these telegrams put a crimp in your woman's intuition, Letty.
What do you mean?
Brock's on the level.
Guard Captain Will Brock on detached service to hunt Blackjack.
Well, that doesn't prove anything.
Even after the credentials he showed us? Come on, Letty, even you have to admit now that your minister's a phony.
Well, I'll be a cross-eyed coyote.
What's the matter, Uncle Roy?
Take a look at Steve's telegram. Our dear Uncle Bart suspected of being a fence.
A fence?
Yeah, it's a dealer in stolen property.
So that's why he was always by himself, and he took all those trips out of the country without telling anybody where he was going.
Hey, that could explain why Blackjack killed him.
How's that, Uncle Roy?
I suppose Uncle Bart thought Blackjack was going to be hanged, and he held out on him. When Blackjack escaped jail, poor Uncle Bart got the shock of his life.
I just had a crazy idea, Judge.
What's that?
Suppose you escaped jail and murdered a fence. What'd make you stick around?
There ought to be something mighty important.
The loot the fence held out on me.
Jeff's right, Uncle Roy.
Yeah, I'd find it as quick as I could, too.
If he hasn't already found it, Blackjack may be at Uncle Bart's right now.
Hey, that's right. Let's pay him a call. Here, honey. We'll be back for supper.
You two be careful.
Don't you worry about us.
I'll take that. Looks like the end of the trail, Blackjack.
Blackjack? I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm no more Blackjack than you are.
Watch. It looks like it's all here.
What do you mean?
The haul from the last Colorado and Southern train robbery.
I don't know anything about that.
If you don't, who does? Don't try anything funny. I'd just as soon see you brought in dead as alive. Get back to your work.
Raise them high, Blackjack. So you finally decided to be sensible. Good.
You didn't have much choice. Hello, Judge. We got him. Me and my partner here. Didn't exactly need your help, but it was handy to know you were around.
Won't anyone listen to reason? I am an ordained minister.
You should have seen this ordained minister twisting that secret dial over there. And, coming up with this.
I can explain that.
Here.
You recognize any of it?
Yeah. Checks the list of that CNS robbery, all right.
Now we know why Bart was killed.
Yeah, looks that way, all right.
Well, if you don't mind, Judge, I guess I'll be getting along. We've got a nice, cool cell up at the state pen for this fella.
Well, now, it's not quite that simple.
Why not?
He's committed a murder here in this county. We'll have to hold him here until the state decides who gets him first.
Well, if that's the way it is.
That's the law. Yeah. Show him where we found the body.
It was on the porch. Come on, I'll show you.
I found the body right here. Blackjack rode out that way.
This court's now in session. Judge Roy Bean presiding. Case before the court's the indictment of Blackjack Ketchum for the murder of Bartell E. Rollins, better known as Uncle Bart.
Now, what are you looking for?
Looking for a blank for an indictment. Always carry one just in case of emergency.
That sounds like a good idea.
Oh, here it is. Now, this court's familiar with the evidence in this case. Has the prisoner any statement he wishes to make?
Yes, I have. I've told you the truth. I am the Reverend Walter Cable. I came here to visit my uncle.
Why?
To avoid a family scandal. You see, I found out a little while back how he made his living. Fencing stolen property.
Go on.
As a man of the church, I hoped to persuade him to quit before he was caught, before he brought disgrace upon our family.
I suppose somebody else had killed him, huh?
That's right. How did you know?
Because I've heard that same story from a dozen other murders.
Ask him how he knew about that safe hidden in the fireplace.
I got a letter from my uncle to be opened in case of his death. Here it is. In it are directions on how to find the safe and the combination.
What you plan on doing with this stolen property?
Why, return it, of course, and hope to persuade them to keep my uncle's name out of it. You believe that, don't you? You've got to believe that.
Anyone else got any questions to ask? This prisoner is indicted for murder. Remanded to the custody of this court. Be tried at a later date. Court's adjourned.
Well, I guess that about winds it up. I ought to be on my way.
You mind coming in the house with me for a minute?
Sure.
You mind signing this indictment?
Well,
It's the law.
sure. There you are.
Another thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Did you know there's a $3,000 reward for capturing Blackjack?
Is that so?
I carry an application for rewards with me just in case of emergencies. You caught him. Guess you're entitled to
I
it.
guess I am.
You sign that right there.
Hey, what's the idea?
Minister, not Blackjack. You are.
Come on, Sam!
Sam? That's right. I'm Blackjack's brother, Sam Ketchum.
All right, you polecats, you've made your try, now get up. Hey, Reverend, for a minister, you pack quite a wad.
Times when a man has to.
Get it.
You know, Judge, you're quite an actor.
What do you mean?
Why, he had me convinced that I was as good as convicted and hanged. And all the time he was doing it just to lead this Brock on.
That's just one of my Uncle Roy's little tricks.
Well, goodbye, Judge.
Bye, Parson. Now you come to see us again.
You know, there's one thing I don't understand, Uncle Roy. How did you know that Brock wasn't really Brock?
He sure fooled me.
Well, it was his signing that reward application that gave him away. Anybody knows that a real prison guard's not allowed to accept reward money.
Oh, I see. You know, actually, this case could have been solved a whole lot easier.
How's that, honey?
Well, all you had to do was follow a woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition.
Hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, till I die. Take me home to the land of the Pecos. Near that stream, let me dream 'neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
It was Bert Reno. I got him. Did he get...
It's a gold, you mean? No, he didn't get it. I lost him between here and the river.
How's he?
He's dead. These men need medical attention bad.
This is Judge Bean's chest day. Doc Bentley will be at the store.
Let's get Doc Bentley out here. We'll put these boys in the cabin. Come on.
Uncle Roy, you've been sitting like this for a half hour. When are one of you two going to make a move?
He knows I've got him, Letty.
You know, Judge, we've been playing chess together for too many years.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you got me softened up. I'm beginning so that I'm merciful. If you could just give me a little competition, Judge.
So any day before dawn, I can spot you 4 pieces and a bishop and beat you in 10 moves.
Eh? Well, then why don't you?
If you could move those pieces as well as you move your mouth, I wouldn't have a prayer. Still your move. You touched that.
What?
You touched that bishop, that means you gotta move it.
Why?
Well, this is my court and I make the rules, and that's one of them. You gotta move it if you touch it.
Well, all right. I'll move it. Check.
You heard from that clinic of yours lately, Doc?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to close.
Close? But it can't.
Unless I can raise several $1,000s, it's going to close.
Didn't you leave enough stocks and trust to support it, Doc, when you came out here for your health?
Well, yes, that's what I thought, but you know what can happen to stocks. Yes, it did.
Maybe we'll have to spoil your chess game, Judge.
Why, what's wrong?
Bert Reno just shot up the mine, killed the superintendent, and wounded a couple of miners.
The men need medical attention bad, Doc.
Well, yes, of course. Will you show me the way?
I'll go with you, Doc.
If, say my buckboard's outside, you can use that.
Oh, well, thanks, Judge. Thank you.
Reno get the payroll?
Got a shot in the leg.
And another murder on his record.
Well, Judge, I'm afraid I'll have to postpone that beating until next week.
Yeah, I'll let you off the hook, Doc.
Goodbye, Judge. Bye, Letty.
Bye, Steve.
Come on, Doc.
Bye.
Well, I'll look into the patient again in a few days. I don't think there should be any complications.
Doc, you're a good man with a bullet hole. Best we ever had.
Practice I get.
Well, I'd better get after Bert Reno. He's had a long enough start already.
Yes, that's it. Bye, Doc. Bye.
Hello, Doc.
Bert Reno.
How'd you guess? You and me got business to talk over.
What's that, a gunshot wound?
It ain't a snake bite.
I'll take care of your wound for you, Bert, but I'll have to report this to Judge Bean.
Huh? I don't think you'll report it to anybody.
Anesthetic?
It'll hurt. So it'll hurt. I told you we got business to talk over.
What kind of business?
I understand you need money, Doc. Lots of it. I know where you can get it. All the money you want. Real easy.
Yeah? Who do I have to kill?
Me.
I'll move the queen here. Doc sees her sitting there alone. He can't resist.
Well, I guess this is the place they mentioned, Marion. Judge Roy Bean.
Do you really think you'll be able to help us, Charles?
If anybody can. That is, if your brother ever did come down here.
I got him. You never beat a gambit like that. Checkmate in 4 moves.
Do you think that's fair, Uncle Roy? Practicing like that?
Well, anything's fair in love and war, child. The way the Doc and I play chess, it's war.
That won't work, Judge.
Oh, how are you, young fella? Lady?
Charles Hendren, attorney. Actually, I'm representing Miss Marion Reynolds.
How do you do, Judge?
This is my niece, Letty.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Judge, we've been driving a long time, and Marion's pretty tired. Do you suppose she could freshen up while you and I talk?
Certainly. Come on this way. That sounds wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at this. The last will and testament of Albert Reynolds, Sr.
I hereby bequeath 1/3 of my estate to my beloved son, Albert Reynolds, Jr. 2/3 to my devoted daughter, Marion.
In the event of the death of one of the children, the entire estate goes to the survivor.
What's this got to do with me?
Albert Reynolds Jr. came west years ago and just disappeared.
Howdy, Judge.
Howdy, Steve. Meet Mr. Hendren, the Eastern lawyer. Steve's a Texas Ranger. Maybe he can help you out.
How do you do?
How do you do? I was hoping Jeff would be around. I know he'd be interested in the news about Reno.
What news?
Reno's dead.
Dead? You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I just rode over from Dr. Bentley's. Here, he signed the death certificate. He died in the doctor's office.
Who's Reno?
Bert Reno? He's as bad an outlaw as we've ever had in the Southwest. Say, the way this looks, the doc ought to get part of that reward money, don't you think, Steve? Said dead or alive.
You're right, Judge.
You can sure use it, too. They're trying to close down that clinic of his. I got a ride over there, too.
Mind if I ride along with you?
Of course not. You like to go along, too, Steve?
No, Judge, I've got to make out a report.
You know, it's a funny thing. A fella like this Reno, he lives with a hoot and a holler. Then when he dies, he does so quiet nobody pays any mind.
I'll see you gentlemen later.
Will we see you soon, Steve?
Maybe I'll drop by tonight, Judge.
Good boy.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Hendren.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Well, that ought to do it, Thompson.
Yeah? Looks mighty respectable.
We just buried Bert Reno, Judge.
Bert Reynolds. That's the man we've been looking for. That's Marion's brother.
You seem to be in an all-fired hurry to get it done, Doc.
No use letting him lie around. He had no money on him, nobody to claim him.
Well, I guess you're right. How did it happen?
Well, this man here, Mr. Jones, Mr. Thompson, they're new homesteaders around here, up at Twin Oaks. They found Bert Reno along the roadside with a bullet in his leg.
We didn't know who he was.
He looked about done in, but I figured maybe the doc could help him.
Not a chance. He bled every drop in him.
What's the matter with you, mister?
I'm sorry. It's just... I've got the funniest feeling I know you from somewhere.
I don't think so.
Does the name Hendren mean anything to you?
No. No, not a thing.
Who is this young fellow, Judge?
Oh, he's a young lawyer from the East. Mr. Hendren, Doc Bentley.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Hendren came out here with a lot of money for a man. Got here too late. Man's dead.
Bert Reno? Well, who inherits the money now?
The sister. Sister gets it.
Oh.
It reminds me, I came out here with a lot of money for a feller. You.
Well, what do you mean, Judge?
A reward for Reno. No reason why you shouldn't have it. It ought to keep that clinic of yours going for quite a while, Doc. Shall we get over to your office and fill this out?
Yes, I guess so. Are you coming, Mr. Hendren?
No, I think I'd better go back and talk to Miss Reynolds.
Think you can get there by yourself?
Oh, sure. Doctor, would you mind filling this out for me? Legal proof of death by the tending physician to settle the estate. The judge can bring him back.
Oh, yes, I guess so.
Yeah, you just fill that out right there.
Yes.
Where it says,
filled
let's
out
get over to
dozen.
your office and fill these out.
That Hendren fella recognized me.
We got work to do.
There you are, Judge.
Yeah, that's all nice and legal. Shouldn't take you long to get the money. Must give you a good feeling, eh, Doc? Think of all the people that clinic's going to help.
Yeah, a good feeling.
Well, what about that paper of the lawyers?
Oh, yes. Oh, there. Judge, are you going to be ready for your usual licking tomorrow?
Well, you just better be glad that you don't have to bump up against this Hendren.
Oh?
They beat Yale 2 years running. He even managed to show me a point or two about the game.
Now, Judge, you know, I've delivered babies that could do that.
Well, you better bring one of them along with you tomorrow. Sit in for you.
Marion. Something's wrong.
What is it? What is it? What's wrong?
It'd be better if you didn't see Marion.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Oh, John!
Is there anything I can do to help you, Marion?
You don't help me.
I know. It doesn't make sense.
Letty's right. Killing a hen run doesn't make much sense, does it, Judge?
There's got to be a reason if you look in the right place.
And where's that?
Maybe in Mescal City, in the graveyard.
In the graveyard?
We'll ride over there. Nose around a little bit. Wouldn't hurt to take Steve along with us, as an official witness.
Right.
We'll be right back later. Take any of them tools there. Speaking of the devil, here comes Steve now. Howdy, Steve. You're just in time. How are you on the end of a shovel?
Not bad, Judge. Where you headed?
Going over to Mescal City. Cemetery.
Jeff, hand me the pick.
How are you feeling, Marion?
I want to get out of this terrible country. I want to leave right away, as fast as I can.
I understand that. But the judge will probably want to see you when he gets back.
I won't be here.
Why don't you stay a little while longer?
Well, I guess so.
I've got to get back to the store now. If you want anything or if you need any help, just let me know.
Thank you, Letty.
Hello, sis.
Bert. They said you were dead.
Oh, I am? Dead and buried officially, and I'm going to stay that way.
But why?
Did you ever hear of an outlaw named Bert Reno? Well, that's me. You and I are the only ones who know I'm still alive.
Now I know. It was you who killed Charles. He recognized you. So you murdered him.
Oh, now, sis, you're forgetting I'm dead. I couldn't murder anybody.
Why'd you come here?
You didn't really think I'd let my kid sister cheat me out of my inheritance, did you?
Wears me out just watching you boys work.
Well, we're almost deep enough.
I'll take over for a while, Steve.
Thanks, Jeff.
Uh-oh. There it is. I know that sound. You hit it.
What are you going to do?
Come on.
It's empty, Judge. Just a bunch of rocks rolled up in a blanket. Hey, Bert Reno did check out in a hurry. But how'd you know about it?
Just a hunch. several things didn't quite add up.
You just act natural. Let's go pick up Dr. Bentley.
Just a minute. Doc Bentley's not going to go anyplace. Picking him up ain't going to help catch Bert Reno.
Then what do you suggest, Judge?
We fill this grave back in.
Fill it in?
Yeah, so the doc won't see it and know that we're on to him. Hendren recognized Reno. That's why Reno had to kill him. We'll ride back to Langtree as fast as we can. There's only one person alive that can put the finger on him, and that's Marion.
Well, let's fill it up, Steve.
Go. Where's Marion? I want to talk to her.
She isn't here, Uncle Roy. She left town.
Left town? Why?
I don't know. The last time I spoke to her, she said she was going to stay. The next thing I knew, I saw her driving out of town with two men.
Which way'd they go?
They headed out the North Road.
Come on, let's ride.
Write a simple letter to the executor. Tell him to sell everything.
But, Dad, business.
I said everything. Have him send the money to you, care of my friend here. And remember, the sooner we get it, the sooner we turn you loose. Then we'll head for the border.
You were never any good, Bert. Dad knew it, too. But he'd never admit it to himself.
You just write.
There's Marion's buggy.
Your hunch was right, Judge.
Come on.
Somebody's coming.
I've gotten out of a dozen tighter spots. And this time we've got a trump card. They're not going to shoot as long as Marion's with us. Come on. Hurry up. After you.
Drop, Miss Reynolds, drop!
Sorry, Miss Reynolds, but that's the way it had to be.
I know.
Boy, that was too close.
Hello, Eddie.
Hello, Doctor.
Where's that old reprobate of an uncle of yours? Ready for his weekly licking?
He said he'd be a little bit late, but he'd like you to wait.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to let him off the hook of that last game. Well, Judge, you decided to show up and take your beating like a man, huh? I thought maybe you'd run out on me. It's our last game, Judge. It's your move, and your king was in check. Oh, what made you do that, Judge?
Doc, do you believe a man can die twice?
Why, that's medically impossible. Why?
Because one just did.
Who?
Bert Reno. Steve and Jeff just killed him over at the homestead after you buried him yesterday. Letty?
Well, what's the idea?
This court's now in session, Doc. I hate to do this, but I got to indict you on 3 counts. Harboring and aiding a fugitive from the law, attempted fraud to get a reward, and making out a phony death certificate. But due to extenuating circumstances of which this court has knowledge, namely to wit a welfare clinic sponsored by you, and numerous other sacrifices and services to your fellow man, this court finds it in its heart to extend mercy in the form of a parole. It's a decree that you report to this court at 8 o'clock on Saturday night of each week for 1 entire year. Court's adjourned. Now let's see, whose move was it?
Hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, till I die. Take me home to the land of the Pecos. Near that stream, let me dream neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
How do you do? Is there a place here in town where I could spend the night? I'm on my way to El Paso, and I'd like to rest up a while.
Well, there's a boarding house over there. It's not the best in the world.
I'm so tired anything will do. I'm Connie Ward.
I'm Letty Dean. Have you had a long trip?
Too long. I'm going to live with my aunt in El Paso. I'm a dressmaker, and they seem to think I'll do quite well there.
A dressmaker? Oh, I wish I had some fashionable clothes. I'm not much good at making things.
I couldn't live without nice clothes.
That certainly is a stylish suit you're wearing.
Well, thank you. I have some new patterns you should see. The latest things from the East.
Really? I don't suppose I could talk you into staying long enough to make me a dress.
I wouldn't mind. It might be fun.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I have a dress form. Come on, I'll show it to you.
All right.
Well, this is it, Connie. Think this will be all right for those new patterns?
Well, it's a little full-bodied, but I think I'll be able to take care of it.
Wonderful.
Pardon me.
Friends of yours? I don't know. I'll take a look, though. I never saw them before in my life.
The trip must have been a little too much for me. I feel a little faint. Would you mind if I get myself a drink of water?
Why, of course, Connie. Right this way. Do you feel a little better now, Connie?
Oh, yes. I think those two men just came into the store. Please go and wait on them. I'll be all right.
All right, but if you need me, just call. May I help you?
Hope so. We're looking for a young woman named Connie Ward.
Connie Ward? Well, what do you want with her?
We're going to ring a pretty little neck for her. That's what we want with her. Where is she?
Sorry, I don't know anyone by that name.
In there, Daniels.
Just a minute.
Take it easy, sister. All he wants is a look.
Nobody in there.
But you know where she is, don't you, sister?
I don't know what you mean.
Come on, you gave yourself away. You know Connie's around. Where is she?
Suppose you find her yourself.
Suppose you tell me where she is.
Now don't try that again.
Better watch her, Miller.
I'd call that good advice, mister.
Come on, Daniels, we'll find her. She's around here someplace.
What a place. Pretty girls ready to blow your head off.
Come on, let's have a look around. Let's go.
Well, so you found me.
You didn't have a chance of getting away from us.
I did all right for a while.
Where's the money?
I lost it.
So you lost it. Suppose you find it for us.
Take it easy, Miller. You don't have to get so rough.
What are you going to find out about this woman, Daniel? She's bad news for everyone. Are you going to come up with that money, or do I tear the joint apart?
I don't own the place. Do whatever you want with it.
Pretty fancy-looking buggy. Must be some Eastern folks in town.
Yeah, you recognize the horses?
Them two fellers at the railroad station. Dang whip thing's broke again.
I'll see if I can fix it.
Liddy! Liddy!
Here I am, Uncle Roy. A new girl just arrived in town, and a couple of men followed her. It looks like there's going to be some trouble.
Where is she?
I think she went to the boarding house.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge?
There may be some trouble over at the boarding house. There's a girl over there, and those two fellows were looking for her.
Maybe I better go check on it.
Jeff will take care of it. You drag that thing out?
Yes, Uncle Roy.
Somebody want to buy it?
No.
The worst buy ever made. I've had it 10 years. Nobody wants it.
Well, I want it. I had great plans for that dress for him.
See, this new girl, did you talk to her?
Yes, her name is Connie Ward. She's a dressmaker. She seems like a very nice girl.
Who's that?
Probably the landlady. She's going to love you. Might as well let her in.
Looks like you're having a little trouble, miss.
It's an argument between friends, mister.
Not friendly enough. The old lady that runs this house has to work hard to keep these rooms in shape.
I'm touched.
Start picking it up. Put everything right back where it was.
I'll hire it done. Hey, maybe you'd like the job. See you later.
How about the cleanup?
Don't bother me.
Now.
So you want me to clean up the room, huh? Sure, I'd be glad to. With you.
All right, you gonna clean it up? Or do you want to continue this argument?
I'll straighten it up.
That was 20 cents, Mrs. Graham. 25, 50, 75, $1. Thank you very much.
Morning, ma'am. You know something, Letty?
What?
Reminds me of an old sweetheart of mine.
Oh, Uncle Roy.
Sure does. A girl who used to know down in Sweetwater. Used to take her dancing all the time. Yes, it's just like seeing her all over again.
I never knew you had a girlfriend in Sweetwater. Whatever happened to her?
Well, I asked her to marry me, but she turned me down. Ma'am, may I have the honor of this dance with you?
Well, I don't generally dance with strange men, sir, but
Thank you, ma'am. Would you care to waltz?
I think that would be delightful.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, Letty, would you have the orchestra play a waltz?
I'd be happy to. Oh, this is the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. I only wish some of the people around here could see you now.
I'll teach you a thing or two. Nobody around here can waltz like this.
Are you all right, Uncle Roy?
Hey, guess I must be out of practice.
No wonder she turned you down if you danced like that.
Well, guess I better help you then. What's this?
It's money.
Yeah, a lot of it. I'll bet it fell out of this dress dummy.
It's probably been in there all the time.
Not this money. Too new and crisp. Did you say that new girl was a seamstress?
Yes?
Did she ever look at this dress dummy?
Well, yes, she did. Do you think it's her money?
May not be her money, but I'll bet she put it in there.
Now, Uncle Roy, Connie Ward is a nice girl. If there's anything wrong, you can bet it's those two men.
Yeah, maybe. Wonder what's keeping Jeff so long. Say, this Connie wasn't a pretty girl, was she?
Yes, she was. Say, he has been gone a long time, hasn't he?
Ain't long enough for me to get most of that buckboard unloaded. Now, you put this in the safe, and don't give it to anyone, unless I tell you to.
Right.
That satisfy you? You did real fine. Do you want to bring charges against these men, miss?
Please, no. I'd like to forget the whole thing.
Why were they bothering you?
You'd better ask them. I haven't the faintest idea.
Why don't you forget about it? It was an argument between friends.
Friends, huh? Well, all right. But next time you start your friendly argument, don't do it where you're going to break up all the furniture.
What happened?
Plenty. Those two men were giving that girl a lot of trouble. She claims they're all friends, says it's all right.
Everything look all right to you?
No, it didn't. Looked very peculiar. You think I ought to bring them in?
No, we'll wait. I got reason to believe that they'll come to us.
You're wasting your time, Miller. I tell you, I don't have the money.
So you got it hidden somewhere. What good is that going to do you?
What do you mean?
Look, Connie, it was my brains that engineered this deal. It got the money. You are nothing but a decoy.
I'm not arguing with you. All I'm saying is I don't have the money, that's all.
You're lying. But you're not going to get away with it. We're going to hang around here till you break. And if you try to leave town with that money, I'll kill you.
Well, I guess you saw the girl.
Sure did.
You take care of that money?
Yes, Uncle Roy.
Money? What money?
Well, we found $1,000 stuffed in that old dress form. And somebody just put it in there. We figure with those two fellas chasing that girl that she did it.
No wonder she wouldn't sign a complaint against them.
They wouldn't sign one against her either. It all adds up to one thing. Three of them are in together on something crooked.
I feel badly about that money, Uncle Roy. I think we ought to tell Connie we found it.
Letty's got the idea this girl can do no wrong just because she can make a pretty dress.
That's not so, Uncle Roy. I just feel that Connie's on the level, that's all.
Well, I'll tell you the way it looks to me. The three of them are in on some confidence game back east. And your friends double-crossed her pals and got away with the money.
Sure, that's why they came after her. But now we've got the money.
And they can't get it without asking for it.
This is going to be a very interesting development.
What are we going to do? Stick around a while? Miller?
Yeah?
Why don't I talk to Connie?
You already talked to her.
You did the talking, and when you get mad, nothing happens. Maybe I can do better.
What makes you think you're so good?
Well, what are we going to do? Sit here and wait for her to make a move? She can stick it out in this place for a year. We got to find out where that money's at.
All right. Talk to her. You're going to have to wait a while.
That's all right. I'll see her later.
Now, this is just the kind of a style you should wear, Letty. It's all the rage in the East.
Oh, it's lovely, Connie. Has such a pretty shoulder line.
That's quite a line, too.
That should be real comfortable on a long ride, honey.
Men, they don't know a beautiful thing when they see it.
That's real pretty, Letty. You're going to look cuter than a blue-billed duck in that outfit.
A blue-billed duck? You mind your own business, Jeff.
All right, I take it back.
Have you always been a dressmaker, miss?
Well, quite a while. I still have a lot of sewing to do on this. Do you mind if I take it to my room?
Well, no, Connie, go right ahead.
The dress form, too?
If I could.
Why not? I'll carry it for you.
Wait a minute. I think we better go back in. I've changed my mind. I think I'll leave it here.
Is there something wrong?
No, it's just that I thought it'd be more fun working with you folks around. I'll be back in a little while.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that girl, Uncle Roy. She's too nice. And I don't think it's very fair for you to be so suspicious.
Right now, Letty, it's my job to be suspicious. If they've fleeced somebody out of that money, it's up to me to find out about it.
Well, I think you're wrong about Connie Ward. Very wrong.
What do you want?
Came to talk to you.
What about?
You're in a bad spot, Connie. Miller meant what he said about not letting you get away.
Are you talking for Miller now or for yourself?
Well, I don't blame you for not wanting to cut that money 3 ways. But 2 ways wouldn't be so bad, would it, Connie?
Meaning what?
You can't expect to get away by yourself. But if you had me on your side, I'm not such bad company, Am I, Connie?
No, Daniels. You're not bad company at all. What about Miller?
We'll get rid of him.
Sounds like a fine idea. You'd better be careful. Miller's just the type who'd be listening outside that door.
Yeah, Connie, I'm just the type. So you thought you'd get rid of me, did you? Daniels, I had you figured for a play like this. No, I'm gonna kill you. Both of you. Leave it. Better get out of here.
The back way.
You dead?
He's dead, Judge.
The two of them are riding out of town.
Come on, Jack.
What are you stopping for? They're after us. I could see them below on the flats.
That's good. Now I can double back and get the money. I'll meet you later back at Carson Bend.
You sure you'll meet me?
You'll have to trust me, Daniels. What else can you do?
They split up.
Yeah, it's a decoy to take us in the rocks.
Yeah, maybe and maybe not. Come on.
So you came back.
I left something here. Where's the money that was in here?
What money?
The money I had here in this dress form. You took it, or you know who did. Now, where is it?
You're going to have to talk to my uncle about that, Connie.
Probably in the safe, Connie.
Daniels.
I decided to double back, too.
You idiot. You'll bring those two men in behind you.
Just protecting my investment. I'm fond of you, Connie, but I don't want you ever to get the idea that I trust you. Let's get the money and get out of here.
Open that safe.
You're wasting your time, Connie.
Open it up or you'll get hurt.
You scare me to death.
She isn't going to scare that easily, Daniels.
No? Suppose we burn this place down. How would you like that, sister?
All right. I'll open the safe.
There isn't any money in there.
So let's get out of here before it's too late.
Jeff and put her in jail. All right, Jeff. Lock him up.
Come on, miss.
You were right about the confidence game, Uncle Roy. She came back for the money.
Well, I'll just get the money out of the safe and we'll give it back to whoever it belongs to.
It's not in the safe, Uncle Roy.
What?
I figured they might come back, so I made sure they wouldn't get it. I kept it.
That's my lady for you.
Something I learned from my Uncle Roy.
I can hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, till I die. Take me home to the land of the Pecos. Near that stream, let me dream 'neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
Put it right down there, lady. Thanks. Wonder who ate this old turkey?
Oh, Uncle Roy.
You know, we got all different kinds of things out in this part of the country. Cattle, horses, snakes, lizards, practically every kind of reptile. But the one thing we got the most out of dust.
You're not just talking. I rode through 10 miles of it today.
I don't believe I've seen you around these parts before.
I'm Tom Holman.
I'm Judge Bean.
Howdy.
It's my niece, Letty.
How do you do? Just bought myself a little place the other side of the Pecos.
Oh, yeah?
It's quite a store you got here.
Yeah, we try to keep it stocked up pretty well.
Can I get you something, Mr. Holman?
You sure can. I want some ammunition and tobacco and plenty of both. And how about some liquor?
We don't sell liquor here.
Oh.
Like a nice pipe?
Oh.
This looks like a good place to stay, kids. We'll stop overnight. Come on, let's look inside.
Well, this will be fine. We'll stay here until morning, give the horses a good rest. What's the matter, Sally?
This place could certainly use some curtains or something.
Well, we're only going to spend the night here. Now, come on, Jody. We'd better get the horses unsaddled.
Hey, Dad.
What?
These barrels. Gunpowder. Let's open one up.
Oh, no, they don't belong to us.
Oh, Dad.
No, son. Somebody must be using this place for storage. You better not stay here.
How far are we from Langtree?
Oh, 3 or 4 miles, I guess.
Why don't we ride there and stop over?
Hey, yes, please, Dad, then we can see Judge and Jeff again.
And Letty?
Well, all right. I wouldn't mind seeing them again myself. Come on.
Watch this, kids. Bad place for a spill.
Daddy, you all right?
That was a silly thing to do.
Can't you get up, Daddy? What's the matter?
I must have done something to my leg. Jody, I can't move. I think my leg is broken. I'm going to keep Sally here. I want you to ride into Langtree for help.
You men wait here. I'll get the judge.
Steve, hello.
Hello, Letty. Where'd you come from, you old desert rat?
Hello, Judge. Rode in from Old Woman Springs.
Yeah, it's Mr. Holman. He just bought some land the other side of the river. Steve Allison, Texas Ranger.
How do you do?
Glad to know you, Mr. Holman. Judge, we're in trouble. The Mescaleros have ridden across the border, and they're raiding for anything they can get.
That's bad. Where'd they hit first?
Old Woman Springs. They killed Pete Loomis. You remember him, Judge.
Sure, I know him.
3 of the ranchers are outside. We're going to trail him. Thought maybe you and Jeff like to come along.
What do you mean you thought we'd like to go along? This is our territory, ain't it? Where's Jeff, Letty?
He's out in the back getting some wood.
Yeah, I'll go see if I can find him.
How many box of 44s, Letty? Thank you.
How many muscaleros?
7, maybe 10.
Use another man?
Sure could.
Count on me.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Jeff.
Judge said some Mescaleros killed Pete Loomis.
That's right, Jeff. We can't blame the Indians. My information says there's a no good white man leading them. They call him No Galley.
We're ready to ride when you are, Steve.
Mr. Holman's going with us.
Good. Did you get everything you wanted to buy?
Yeah, I got the tobacco and ammunition. Here's the money.
I'll take care of it, Uncle Roy.
All right. Come on, let's go.
Dead man here.
Recognize him, Steve.
Never saw him before.
Look. Gunpowder. If they got much of that stuff, they'll have ammunition for 100 raids.
What do you think? Which way are they headed?
Southwest, Judge.
Well, from the looks of this, we ought to pick them up before dark. Let's ride.
Just a minute, Judge.
Something wrong?
I don't think I like this.
What do you mean?
Well, how can we be sure they're heading southwest? They may be planning to hit these ranches one by one.
Now, let's not start scattering out all over the country. As Lincoln said, a house divided against itself won't stand. And old Abe knew what he was talking about. Now, I know you men have got families at home you're worried about. But what can one man do against this band?
And suppose they turned off. They could head right for my place.
Jeff and Steve here are good trackers. They won't miss on this.
Oh, I don't know, Judge. I hate to take my families alone at a time like this.
Well, the rest of us got families too, you know. Me and Clements here live right close to each other. Why not head for our places first?
Now, these mescaleras have headed southwest. We're not far behind them. If we stick together, we'll catch up with them, then nobody's family will get hurt.
Judge is right. That's the only way to play this hand. Well, not for me. How do you think I'd feel if I went home and found my place looking like that? I've got a wife and 3 kids to think about.
Wife and 3 kids?
That's right.
I'm sorry, Judge. This man talks sense.
Yeah, well, you can't blame him much. And children does something to a man.
Well, there's only 3 of us left. Not many to go after a whole bunch of mescaleras.
Somebody's got to stop them.
Well, it might as well be us. What are we waiting for?
Waiting for you to stop complaining on how hard it's going to be. Let's go.
Come on, let's ride.
Josephine! Jeff! Letty! Letty! Miss Letty!
Jody Kenyon. Where did you come from? Are your father and sister with?
Oh, Dad broke his leg.
Oh, Jody, that's terrible. Where is he?
Lying out in the desert. He sent me in to get help.
You mean he's lying out on the desert with a broken leg? Is he alone?
No, Sally's with him.
Oh, well, that's something. Come on, you can help me. We'll take this muslin and tear it into strips. Use it for a bandage.
I get it. Want me to tear some?
You're going to tear a lot while I find some splints. These'll do nicely.
Who's going to set the leg for him?
I am.
Is it going to hurt him a lot when you set it?
I hope not, Jody.
There's no bandage?
Well, that's fine. I wonder if I should take the buckboard.
Never make it. Country's too rough out there. We'll have to ride horses.
All right, let's go. You take the splints.
Okay.
They lost us. I wouldn't bank on that, Jody. Indians never lose anybody.
Well, the main bunch headed south. 3 or 4 of them split off here and headed east.
Well, let's keep after the main bunch.
There's something bothers me.
What's that, Judge?
Jeff, if you had a wife and 3 kids and you went to the store, what would you buy?
I haven't got a wife and 3 kids. How would I know?
How about you, Steve? What would you buy?
Wife and 3 kids, I guess I'd buy everything in the store, Judge.
Yeah, well, that's the way I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking there's something funny about this feller Holman.
Holman?
He sure broke up this posse in a hurry, claiming he had a wife and 3 kids to protect. All he bought in my store was ammunition, tobacco, and he wanted to buy a keg of whiskey.
Sounds like he might be dealing with the Indians.
No galleys.
That's the way I'm thinking. That's why we're going to have to be mighty careful. Now, them mescaleras that went this way are hightailing it for the reservation. How about them 4 or 5 that broke off and went east?
They're gonna meet up with him somewhere.
You'll ride after them.
Right, Judge.
We lost them, Judge. I believe we lost the tracks back in the rocks, Judge.
Well, we better spread out till we find them again. Jeff, you go that way. Steve, you take that side, and I'll take the middle.
They're gone.
Are you sure that's the spot, Jody?
I'm positive. That's where Dad fell. You don't think the Indians got him, do you?
Let's only worry about what we know for sure. You know, it's pretty hot out here in the sun in the open. They might have gone to look for shelter.
Hey, we passed a line check on the way here. They must have gone back to it.
All right, let's find it.
Glad you got here. Daddy wanted to come back, but then he hurt himself when I helped him get on his horse. He's awful sick.
Don't you worry, honey. We'll take care of him. Mr. Canyon?
Hello, Letty.
How do you feel?
Awful weak. I shouldn't have tried to get here, but that heat out there was frying me.
Letty's gonna fix your leg, Dad.
Don't worry, Mr. Kenyon. I can do it. I've helped Uncle Roy set many broken bones. Jody, is that knife of yours sharp?
Carcast whiskers with it.
Why do you need the knife?
To slit the leg of your father's trousers. Jody, get some water. There's a canteen on one of the horses.
It's pretty bad.
You can handle it, Dad.
Sure I can, honey. Are you ready?
If you are.
Make it as fast as you can.
I'll do my best, Mr. Kenyon. Sally, will you help me?
What should I do?
Hold your father's arms. Now hold him real tight.
I sure did. They're headed that way.
All right, let's follow them.
Is he going to be all right now?
He'll be fine, Sally.
Gosh, Letty, I don't know what we'd done without you.
Sally's right, Letty. You've kept our family together. That's what you've done.
You just try and get some sleep.
We can't move Dad out of here, can we?
No, Jody, not now. I don't think we'd better try. I'll ride back to Langtree and get Jeff and Uncle Roy.
May I take the saddlebag out to your horse for you?
If you want to, honey.
want to talk to you.
It's a white man. What do you want?
You've got something in there that belongs to us. We want to come and get it.
No. If there's a white man with those Indians, you can't trust him. Get the door shut, Letty.
Sorry, you'll have to come back later. You've got one. You've had enough. They're quitting.
No, they won't quit. Sally,
Yes, Daddy.
I just want you near me.
They're blind except for that window. Let's snake down the side and break in the door. Come on.
Here they come. Let's block the door, Jody. All right, get out of the way. Let me put these on. Put the box over there.
Break it in. All right, get those barrels out quick. Hurry now. We can't just leave these people here. They'll spread the alarm all over the country. Get some brush. We'll set this thing afire.
Come on, you kids, get out the window. What about Daddy? We'll take care of him. Here.
I'm too weak.
Come on, we've got to try.
Holy Toledo! Let's go, come on!
Here, Steve, take this. You may need it.
Letty, you better get out of here. Get him out of here.
How is he, Judge?
Daddy!
Kenyon, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel fine. You know, Judge, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Letty. My family owes her a lot, everything.
Yeah, she's a mighty fine girl. Sometimes.
And we want to thank you, Judge, for saving our lives.
Well, Mr. Kenyon, what do you do with your boy when you find him doing something like this?
I larrup him good.
Jody, come here. Now, that's the proper kind of training. As Plato says, a good larruping applied to the right spot makes a boy an upstanding citizen.
Aw.
This court hereby sentences you to an hour and a half at hard labor on the wood pile. Pay for them lemon drops.
An hour and a half?
Now, that's contempt. We'll make it 2 hours. Wood pile's out this way.
Hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, there to stay.